further ado, Jeff Sass.
Thank you, Tess. Thank you so much, Tess. Oh, it's loud. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Well, it's great to be back at NamesCon. Great to see everyone in person. Thank you so much for coming this morning. I'm Jeff Sass. Previously, I was the co-founder and CMO of .club domains, which we sold to GoDaddy. And this year, I joined .art. And I'm really excited to be part of the .art team and extremely excited to announce what we're announcing today and introduce you to NAME.ART, which is going to be a lot of fun, I think, for many of the people here. First, I want to give you a quick update to .art and where we stand today. .art was launched in 2017, went live then. We have just a hair under 250,000 registrations today. So any day now we're going to hit 250,000 registrations, which is a great number. We've had steady growth from the beginning. And what's more interesting is the usage of .art is really phenomenal. So about 40% of our registrations are live sites using .art as their primary web address. Another 14% redirect to existing URLs, other URLs. So it's over 50% of our domains are actually used, in use, not sitting on a shelf somewhere. And actually almost half of our registrations are first name, last name .art. So a lot of artists, people who want to express themselves through their art, also museums, galleries, institutions, schools, really all aspects of the art ecosystem are utilizing .art domains. We also have done very well with our premium domains, and we'll talk more about premium names today. We've done over $8.5 million in premium name sales since we launched. And .art's approach to premium names pricing has been very unique compared to other registry operators. We actually did a very big data analysis and used some sophisticated algorithms with 14 different parameters to determine not the highest price we could get for a premium name, but the most liquid price for each premium name. So we have a lot of premium names that are very affordable in the, starting as low as $70, $400, $900, and our renewals of premium names are always at $39, regardless of that first year registration price. So our premium names are priced very well, and we've done very well with them. Another thing we introduced recently this year is our matching ENS names. So .art domains can work in both Web 2 and Web 3, and the way we've set it up is only the person who owns the DNS name can register the matching ENS name. So there's no chance for any collision or any confusion in the marketplace. We want to make sure that you have the ability to have a consistent brand, a consistent identity in both Web 2 and Web 3. Another innovation from the .art team is our patented digital twin process. We actually have a patented process approved by ICANN where we're able to add additional fields to the WHOIS records based on the object ID information for artworks. So in the WHOIS records, you could actually fill in the name of a work of art, the artist's name, when it was created, other information, and actually you could fill in any information in these fields. We have some customers who are just putting information about their website. It's almost like a text-based preview of their website that's embedded in the public WHOIS records. So that's something really interesting, and it helps us provide provenance, provide a way for artists to show the provenance of their works of art. And then the other thing that we launched this year, which is very important to us, is the Art Therapy Initiative. So we take a portion of the proceeds from our sales of .art domains, and we're using that to promote and support the importance of art therapy and the therapeutic benefits of art. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. We just celebrated our 6th anniversary, so it's been 6 years since .art launched, and I want to take exactly 1 minute to show you a highlight of some of the great sites using .art.
Happy birthday, .art. Happy birthday, .art.
We're having a little fun there with some generative AI, playing with it. It's actually pretty interesting. Actually, we think it has some really great implications for .art because a lot of people have art in their mind's eye. They have ideas, they have creativity, and not everyone can express it in different medium. And AI is actually going to help more and more people create their art. So we're excited about that. I mentioned the Art Therapy Initiative, and I just want to tell a little bit of the backstory about it. This is something that's very personal to the .art family. So as I mentioned, we're taking a portion of our revenue from .art domain sales and supporting the Art Therapy Initiative. Our first donation was a commitment of $1 million to fund a scholarship program at George Washington University. So we've committed to a minimum of $100,000 a year for 10 years to fund scholarships for graduate students in art therapy at GWU. They have one of the top art therapy programs in the country. Art therapy is something that's proven to be very effective, and we live in a very, very stressful world right now for lots of different reasons. And art therapy is something that's accessible to everyone. So we really think it's important in these times. And it's very personal to the Kasimov family. Ulvi Kasimov is the founder of .art. Ulvi's daughter, Medina, had some issues at birth that gave her some disabilities relative to communication and speech. And now she's in her 20s, and she's actually quite an accomplished artist. She's had gallery shows, she's sold pieces, and she literally found her voice through her art. So the family understands firsthand the therapeutic benefits of art, and we're very committed to the art therapy program, and we ask our our registrar partners and others to promote the fact that when people are supporting .art, they're also supporting this important initiative. So we're very happy to be doing the Art Therapy Initiative. I mentioned our ENS and DNS names, and I want to give you just a little introduction into how that works, and then we'll get into NAME.ART. But if you go to protocol.art and you already own a .art name, you can register your matching ENS name. And it's really simple how it works. So very simple. First thing you do is connect your wallet. So you connect your crypto wallet at protocol.art, and then you enter the domain name that you want to register. And then it's going to ask you to add a text record to your DNS provider. Typically you go to your registrar, it takes 2 seconds to add the text record, and then protocol.art is going to verify the text record, and that's how we know that you own that domain, because we want to make sure only the person who owns the DNS name can mint the matching ENS name. And once that's been verified, which just takes a few seconds, then you can go ahead and mint your matching ENS.art domain. We charge only a one-time fee of $20 plus whatever crypto gas there might be. So it's $20 one time, there's no renewals, so you own that ENS name for as long as you own the DNS name. They have to stick together. And then your name.art is recorded on the blockchain, and you've got that ENS name. So at that point, you can use your name in both worlds, as I mentioned before. The same domain name can point to your web page, you can use it for email, and that same name can also point to a crypto wallet or an NFT or anything else that's on one of the blockchain networks. So it's very easy to do. We felt it was very important to be able to make sure that only the owner of the DNS name has the matching ENS name. Now you can go at protocol.art and you can register some unique ENS names. So there are some names that don't exist in DNS, like emoji domains, etc. So you can register an emoji.art domain as an ENS name, and there won't be a matching counterpart on the DNS side. So that's how you register your ENS and DNS names over at protocol.art, and that's live now. But today, we're introducing something new. It's called NAME.ART, and it's live right now. And what we're doing at NAME.ART is really reinventing the art of earning referral commissions. If you're a domain investor, sometimes it's hard to show that you're entitled to a commission on a name you might be brokering. Sometimes it's registered at a different registrar. With GDPR, sometimes you don't even know who the registrant is, and you've got to prove that it was your customer. We're getting rid of all of that. We're making it fun to engage in representing and brokering premium domain names. At NAME.ART, it's very simple. You can receive free coins when you go to NAME.ART, and you'll be able to do that today. And each of those coins can be exchanged for a referral token. So you mint the token for an unregistered premium.art domain. So there can only be one token for each domain. If you're the token holder, when that domain gets registered, no matter where it gets registered, you earn the reward that's associated with that token. That's as simple as that. And then as a bonus, if the token expires and you haven't registered the domain or no one's registered the domain, then you can actually buy that domain for the same price as the reward, which is essentially a 90% discount on that domain. After 30 days right now. The initial launch is 30 days. So I'll take you through it with a little simple diagram. So let's use as an example a $10,000 domain. So this domain has a suggested retail price of $10,000. The associated token is 10%, so the reward is $1,000 in that example, right? So you mint the token for that name. That token's good for 30 days. If during that 30 days the domain is registered, then you get paid that reward. If at the end of 30 days the domain is not registered, then you'll get a discount code that will let you register that domain for that $1,000. And that code is good for 1 week. So there's a lot of use it or lose it in this program, right? So you have 1 week to decide if you want to actually go ahead and buy that domain at a 90% discount. And if you go ahead and do that, then of course the domain is yours and you own it. You can use it, you can resell it, whatever you want. It's your domain name. And if you choose not to register the name, then that will go back into inventory and someone else can mint a token for that domain. You can only mint a token for one domain one time. So you can't drop it and then remint for the same token, for the same domain. You could do it for another domain. So it's very simple. It's a lot of fun, kind of gamifying it a little bit. So I'll take you through how it actually works at the site. Very simple. Log in. And it's going to ask you to just enter an email. You don't have to set up an account with a password or anything. Enter your email and you'll get a code, one-time use code, to log yourself in. And every time you log in, you'll get a new code, but as long as you're using the same email, all of your account information will be there. When you log in today, and we'll give you the link at the end of the presentation, when you log in today, you'll automatically get 5 coins. The coins have an expiration date, so the coins that you get today expire June 15th. So you have 15 days to use the coin. As I said, use them or lose them. And each of those coins can be used to mint a referral token for an unregistered premium domain. So you can search for a domain. So here I search for Rebel and I can see names that are available. You'll see whether the name is already registered. If it's available, you can mint it. If it's registered already, you'll see it. And we're starting with our $910 suggested retail tier. So these are names that'll typically sell at registrars anywhere from $900 to $1,200. Our renewals, as I said, are $39 a year. And these tokens will carry a $91 reward. We'll be adding other higher priced tiers in a few weeks, but for today, it's going to be the $910 tier that's available. You can also search by category. So we've got different categories, and if you want to just dig around and browse by different categories, you can search for names by category. So if we take a look at the design category, for example, so these are some names. If I wanted to go ahead and mint the token for java.art, I would click mint. We get a reminder, so you'll see this token carries a $91 reward if the domain is registered within 30 days. Again, can be registered at any registrar at any price. So it doesn't matter if GoDaddy, we're in the GoDaddy room, so I'll shout out to GoDaddy. If GoDaddy has that domain on sale for $500 and someone buys it for $500, you still get that $91 reward. It's based on the token price at the beginning. It's not tied to what the domain actually sells for. So anyone registers it, you get it. And so the prices will vary by registrar. At the end of the 30 days, if it's not registered, you could purchase it for $91 in this example. So you can purchase that domain for a 90% discount. And by the way, there's no restrictions on who can register names. If you're the token holder and you want to just get an extra 10% discount on a domain you're interested in buying, you can mint your token, go to a registrar, register the name, you'll get the reward as well. So it doesn't matter who registers it or where it gets registered. Whoever owns the token will get that reward automatically. So if you go to your account page, you'll see all the domains that you might have that you've minted tokens for. And then you can withdraw funds very easily. So when a name gets registered, you'll see your balance has money in it, and then you can withdraw it. So for example, You can't withdraw anything until you have at least $10 in your account. When a domain is registered, you'll first see it listed as pending. We do have to abide by ICANN's 5-day grace period because we don't want to pay the reward and then someone cancels the domain within the 5 days. So when one of your names gets registered, you'll see in your account page that it's pending. You'll see how many days are left. And then when the 5 days are up, you'll see that balance go right into your account. So you'll see the reward right there in your account. And then you can actually go and withdraw those funds. And to withdraw the funds, pretty straightforward. Enter your wallet. So we're paying you in crypto. We're paying you in BUSD, which is Binance's stablecoin. That's what we're using today. We might add some other coins in the future, but you can easily take that money right out of your account once you get it. So you enter your wallet, click OK, and then that transaction is going to go right into the wallet. And then you'll see your balance. Balance will go to zero, but you'll see that your total earnings will be whatever you've earned from your different rewards, so that it's all managed in your account page. So really straightforward. Really easy, fun to do. Really, it's a win-win situation. There's no downside here. You can either, doesn't cost you anything to play, get your coins, mint the token. If it gets registered, you get paid. If it doesn't get registered, you have a real opportunity to buy a name at a very steep discount. So it's a lot of fun. Win-win for everyone. I want to talk a little bit about the roadmap for NAME.ART, as well as the roadmap for protocol.art, and just some general things about .art to give you an idea of what the future holds to bring. So what I just pointed out to you is the way NAME.ART works today. So today you can go to NAME.ART/NamesCon. There's a QR code in the back. There'll be one on the slide at the end. And when you sign in, you'll get those 5 coins right away that you can start playing with and minting tokens today. We're going to be introducing mechanisms to earn and possibly even purchase additional coins if you want to mint more tokens than the ones you get for free. And today everything's server-based, but we will be moving all the coins and the tokens onto the blockchain in the future. So when we do that, the coins won't be transferable, but the tokens will be transferable. So you'll be able to exchange and transfer tokens with other people if you want to in the future. In the next phase, we'll actually make the coins transferable too. So then they won't expire. Right now the coins expire in 2 weeks. We want people to use them or lose them. But once they become transferable, then they won't expire. So you'll be able to exchange and transfer your coins too to other people. We're also going to introduce ways that you could use those coins for other things. So the coins will represent being part of the .art community. So you might be able to exchange a certain number of coins for discounts or registrations of domain names. You might be able to use those coins to get other benefits. Could be discounts at museums, other art-related membership benefits that'll come into this program. So those coins will evolve from just being used for Name.art to really being .art's loyalty and reward program overall, and sort of a community benefit for people who are using .art domains. So we're really excited to add all these features and also find other ways for those coins to be distributed. So maybe some of our registrar partners will be able to give out coins to their customers, as well as other partners. So Name.art is live today, and you can start playing with it. And we welcome your feedback as you start playing with it and earning some money for free, which is fun. Protocol.art I talked about, so just to give you some heads up on things coming there. So we talked about today, you can mint your matching ENS name. And you can mint ENS names for non-standard DNS names like emoji domains, etc. We're going to be launching another stage where you can mint the ENS name first. So right now you have the DNS name, you mint the ENS name. The next phase, you'll be able to go and find an unregistered DNS name and start with the ENS name. So you can mint the ENS name first, and that DNS name won't be available to anyone else. Again, we're going to maintain that only one person can own the ENS and the matching DNS name. So even if you come in from the ENS side, then no one else can have that DNS name. If you come in from the DNS side, no one else can have that ENS name. So you'll be able to do it in both directions. The other thing we'll be launching, hopefully pretty soon, is gasless minting. We know that with crypto prices being very volatile, the gas prices sometimes go up, they go down, they can be expensive, and that can be a deterrent from people minting their ENS names. So we're going to introduce gasless minting. So you'll be able to mint your ENS name without having to pay any gas, which we're excited with that. And when we do that, you'll also be able to pay with fiat, so you don't have to use crypto if you don't want to. We'll have a non-custodial internal wallet you can use, so even someone who doesn't have a crypto wallet, doesn't want to have a crypto wallet, could still mint an ENS name if they want to. And then we're going to be launching some APIs so other partners can integrate directly and offer our matching ENS names as they offer our DNS names directly. Finally, we're going to launch an ENS-DNS bridge, and at that point, everything becomes transferable and it gets pretty interesting. So the ENS names will be transferable NFTs. You'll be able to trade DNS names via ENS and vice versa. So you could, because they're linked together, you could sell someone the ENS name and they'll get the DNS name along with it, and vice versa. If you sell someone your DNS name, they get the ENS name along with it. So you'll be able to trade domains in a way that you haven't been able to before, leveraging crypto if that's of interest to you or not. So that's a little bit of the roadmap for Name.ART, Protocol.ART. .ART, I took you to where we are today, 250,000 registrations. We've introduced Protocol.ART. We've introduced our art therapy initiative. We're launching and have launched actually and rolling out a global ambassador program. So we have .ART ambassadors all over the world. We're partnering with many major art fairs. We have a gallery in Dubai that just opened a few weeks ago, Mondoir.art, that we're partnering with. They're one of the world's first physical galleries for NFT art. So it's a physical gallery in a prime location in Dubai. But when you walk in there, it's just screens on the wall, and all of the art is digital art on those screens. And this is really an interesting future for artists because it opens up a real opportunity for distributing and sharing their art more easily. As you probably know, a physical gallery exhibit is a lot of work. Shipping paintings around the world, packing them, unpacking them, hanging them. With digital art, none of that is necessary. So there's going to be an exciting future with that. So we're partnering with art fairs, galleries, museums. Last week we spoke at the American Alliance of Museums annual meeting, and we introduced another platform we have, ID.art, which is in an alpha stage. And ID.art is a platform that leverages third-level names at ID.art to give artists a platform where they can control the provenance, the protection, and the promotion of their artwork. So within ID.art, you can upload an image, you put all the provenance information, we create certificates of authenticity, you can mint an NFT right from within the platform, you can create and share collections right from in the platform, you can add additional information that you can only do when there's a web page associated with each image. For example, one artist put up a painting and then they put the sketches that they had when they were coming up with the idea for the painting, and then they put a video of them actually painting the painting. So there's no better way to prove that something's an original and that you're the artist than having all of that information on a web page associated with that individual image. So that's ID.art too. So we're going to continue to follow this path, continued innovation. I think I was very impressed when I joined .art with how innovative the registry has been. I think it's one of the most innovative new TLD registries with all the work we're doing in these platforms I described with the innovation of Name.art today. And really the goal is to continue to do that and have more than 1 million registrations in the not too distant future. So that's what we're doing at .art. I have time for a few questions. If you go to name.art/NamesCon right now or anytime now, you can get those 5 coins. The coins that we're releasing today expire on June 15th. So you got a couple of weeks to play with Name.art. Look for some names you like, mint the tokens. Feel free to give us feedback. This is the first round, so we're happy to take your feedback and make improvements, but I think it's kind of a fun way to make some money, share some names, and get more involved in the .art ecosystem. So we've got a few minutes left. I can take a few questions. Yeah?
I had a question about the coins. You mentioned that you're giving away the coins. What blockchain do you know which blockchain they're on?
So today they're server-based, so they're not on the blockchain today. So we'll be moving them over to the blockchain in the next iteration.
Okay.
Yeah. And at that time we'll be able to tell you. We had an earlier version. We played with an earlier version, to be honest, with them on the blockchain at the beginning, and it was getting very complicated. And quite frankly, this is a much simpler system, and we can move it to the blockchain as it advances. Yeah. Yes.
Is this only the thousands of reserved premium names that you're dealing with, or is this any available .art domain?
So it's just going to be for premium names, not for standard domains. And today, as we stand here today, we have our inventory of the $910 tier domain. but we'll be adding other higher price tiers. So we have premium names in a 5,000 and 10,000 tier, so we'll be adding those shortly, and then those will have a equivalently higher reward attached to them.
And when you put them in the tiers, that's you deciding what you think the retail value is as opposed to the market deciding?
It's based on, as I mentioned at the beginning, the algorithm that we use to determine the liquid price. So most registries have a number of premium tiers, right? So we have 10 tiers, and they range from $70 on up as the lowest tier. Yes?
You had mentioned ENS names.
Yeah.
And being able to own both in synchrony. So when you say that, do you mean you own art.ens? Does the platform own art.ens? There would be a subdomain to that? Or?
No, it's your .art domain. It functions in the same way as a .eth name is. We're registered with ENS. So it's the equivalent of .eth, except with .eth you can't point that to a real website, whereas with .art you can. So it works in both worlds.
Okay.
But it's not a subdomain of any other name. It is your .art, same .art domain.
So as an owner of a .eth domain, I would be able to theoretically kind of claim my version on that?
No, it's got nothing to do with the .eth name. It's .art. So if you're the owner of a .art name, you can claim your matching .art name as an ENS name. That'll function as an ENS name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No problem. I know it's all these different blockchains, different systems. It's confusing now, and it probably will get more confusing before it gets settled. Good questions, though. Any other questions? Yes. Sorry, couldn't see the light.
How does trademark protection work here, especially for established artists who haven't necessarily trademarked their names, but then already the brand name is already associated with them in the public domain?
So the trademark, I couldn't really hear you. Sorry. The trademark protection. What was the question?
How does brand protection work here, where an established artist already has that name associated with them in the public domain, and someone else buys the name and they?
Yeah, so in the domain name system, there's a very well established process for copyright infringement and copyright claims. So it's called a UDRP. So there's a process in place where if someone has a domain name and you feel it's a violation of your copyright, you can file a UDRP, and a panel looks at the case, and most likely if it's legit, you'll be awarded the name. But it's tricky when it's names because there could be multiple people with the same name. So you have to show that it's intended abuse and that it's not being used properly and that it was intended to violate your copyright.
I know in UDRP, my question specifically was how does that work with ENS?
Okay, great question. So on the ENS side, so it's really interesting. So one of the side effects of the way we're doing the ENS and DNS names is because they're linked together, if there was someone using the DNS and ENS name and it was a copyright infringement, you could simply file the UDRP against the DNS name. And if you won the UDRP and the panel awarded you the domain, then you'd be able to claim the ENS name because only the person who has the ENS name can mint, the DNS name can mint the ENS name. So you'd be able to actually take back the ENS name by going through the DNS process. Good question. Sorry, I couldn't hear you at first.
Do you have an ETA on the higher priced names?
I'd say within 30 to 45 days probably we'll start feeding some in. Yeah, we wanted to start with there's a lot of good names in the tier that's live now, and there's a lot of good names, so we wanted to start with that, and then we'll feed that in. The good news is when you register, we'll have your email, so we'll send notifications. We'll let you know when there's going to be a drop of additional names. Any other questions? Yes?
Do you personally see that all the registries gonna moving on to this direction?
In terms of ENS? Yeah, I think that I kind of hope so, because I think ultimately no one really knows where Web3 is going to go today, but it's here and it's already causing some confusion. So I think the way we're approaching it, it would be great if everyone did something similar so it reduces that confusion and find a way for both worlds to interact in a way that makes sense. I mean, basically, you want to have a consistent identity, a consistent brand for everything you're doing in the digital world, and that digital world now includes Web3, and it's going to continue to on some level. So it makes good sense for the two worlds to interoperate in a way without conflict. So I hope that more registries go in this direction.
Is there a launch on .id.art, and how accessible to artists is that going to be?
So ID.art right now is open in alpha for alpha testing, so you can go to ID.art, you can sign up and start playing with it. There's no cost involved or anything now, so that's available. We've been collecting great feedback from the artists who are working with it and making some additions and improvements. But it's available now. Just go to ID.art, you can sign up and start playing with it. Any other questions? Hi, Bill. Great. Well, actually, we're at the end of time, so thank you very much. And again, any questions, you can always reach out to me. All I ask is I'd love for you all to take advantage of the 5 free coins. Try out NAME.ART, send us some feedback, mint some coins, mint some tokens, earn some money, have some fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Tess.
Yeah. Now, that's such a creative problem.